Hey scrappers, it's Vanessa here, and today I have a layout for the hop. That's all folks, which is the school hop that Sarah started, that we do every year. This is day one of that hop. There'll be a second day with 12 more creators, so check out the videos in the description box below. We'll have the links for today, and then like I said, there'll be another set tomorrow. So I'm going to start with the photo that I'm doing here. This is of my daughter's graduation. One of them I've recently done a similar photo, so I have lots from her graduation, but I'm going to do this one today for her album, I believe. I have in this box here, I have a stamp set from Vicki Boutin. I am going to use one of the clips and then this torn paper. I'm going to stamp, I think, the clip with ivy or Oxford ivy, and I think I'm going to stamp the torn paper with designer denim, and then I'm going to do that off camera and cut that, but that's just simple stamping. I'm going to stamp it on this white cardstock. And then I have a whole bunch of tags and some butterflies and some florals that I cut from this pink paisley, not pink paisley, from a Paige Evans. This is Blooming Wild. So I'm using that paper for my florals. I'm going to make my title out of this alpha, which is from Hip Kit. There's two, there's like a peach, a pink to like an orangey peach, and then there's a light pink to a dark pink. I'm going to use those. I have two sticker sheets, both from Vicki Boutin. One is Bold and Bright, the other is Print Shop. I'm going to use probably bits and pieces from these. I'm going to map my photo twice, actually, once with this and then once with this purple, which is actually going to act as the frame for my page, but I am going to cut the center out and map my photo. I have this notebook paper. This is going to act as my background. That's going to be framed by that purple. So I am going to do that off camera. And then off camera, I'm also going to take this paper by Vicki Boutin from the cut and paste, and I'm going to cut out some of these scallop, I'm going to call them scalloped borders, that I'm going to use on my page. So I'm going to do the stamping off camera. I'm going to take the center out of this paper and put my background down, and then I'm going to back my photo and do my stamping. When I come back, because it's not going to take me that long and it's not really anything messy, I'm going to use one of these one of these stencils. It's either going to be this one or this one, I think. And I'm just going to add some stenciling to the background with some Dress Blues ink. Just to add a little bit of interest to the background. I'm just not sure which one, so we'll do that when we come back, and then we'll put the layout together. So I'm going to go do these few things off camera, and then we'll come back and do the layout. Okay, we are back, and my background is down. I've matted my photo and done my stamping, so now I have picked the stencil. I ended up going with this one here, which has the words and sort of almost like coffee stains, I would say. I went with this one because I felt like the alphabet was a little bit too whimsical. Even though this is definitely not a serious per se, like I wanted it to be kind of a fun page, but I really liked the sort of the text that you couldn't read, but you could still tell it was text because it still reminds me of school, but not quite as sort of juvenile feeling as the alphabet stencil was. I felt like that would be better if I was doing like a grade school graduation or grade school photo of one of my kids. That one would have been perfect, but for this one I liked this you can't read it text stencil. I really love those stencils actually. And you saw I used that Dress Blues to put some ink on the page, and I did add a little bit over to the left side because I am going to have a cluster over there. I kept it really, really simple. I really just like that little bit of added interest it gives to that background paper. And here you see all of those scalloped borders that I cut. I'm going to layer them up here underneath my photo so they become kind of a shelf that my photo is going to sit on. And so at this point, here is where I start playing with how I want to lay all this out. And of course, because nothing's glued down, everything's going to move every single time I touch anything. As you can see, these borders do not want to play nice, but they are going to kind of shift back and forth. But essentially, that's what it's going to look like. It's going to be them sort of all put together at the bottom of my page. Here is one of the borders with that notebook that I stamped and die cut, and then the clip. Those are going to be here at the top of my page. I do bring that cut piece. The border was a little long, but I ended up wanting it to hang off, just not as far. So I did cut it. You won't even know because you don't even see that it's cut. But I was able to kind of customize the length by sort of snipping a piece of it off. And so this is the basic design of the page. So I have that sort of cluster at the top with those stamped pieces. And then I have this, I don't remember, it came off of a pattern paper that had cut aparts that said favorite person. I have that here at the bottom of the page, and that's going to be surrounded by florals that are going to sit on top of all of those scalloped borders. And so lots of florals, just a really fun celebration, graduation kind of photo. I just wanted it to be playful and fun and really girly and pretty. And I really love these florals and how this whole layout turned out. I do bring in some butterflies that I cut from a different Vicky Bouton pattern paper. These were just in my bin of like bits and pieces that I haven't used on pages. And so I do know those are from a Vicky Bouton paper. I just don't know which one. I had this little confetti piece from a graduation party that had the, like, you know, the diploma kind of rolled up. So I thought I was going to stick one of those on this page because I'm like, hey, this is her graduation photo. That definitely works. It's the only truly graduation thing that I think I get on this entire page. So I'm pretty proud of that. I do have something school themed. Go me. And here is where I'm pulling some word strips from the sticker sheet. I also grabbed that green butterfly. It ends up coming off. I don't end up using that green butterfly, but I do pull a pink one. I couldn't resist that pink unicorn, or the unicorn with pink hair, I guess it is. Yeah, that's just hilarious and fun, and I thought that's definitely going on this page. Because again, whimsical, fun, you know, I really thought it kind of just fits this page to me. Here is, again, I'm pulling from the second sticker sheet, a few more word strips that kind of are just going to play in amongst my clusters. So I'm just going through and trying to pick them out. I also grabbed this pencil that was on one of the two sticker sheets. I can't remember which one specifically. And I was like, yeah, hello, there you go. Second school item, pencil, perfect. Why not? We can make it totally work on this page. And so you will see how that comes together in just a moment. But first, I want to make sure I have room for my title. It's going to go on these two tags, and it's just going to be "You Did It," because how fitting for a graduation. She did, in fact, she did do it. She made it through. And so this is going to house my title, and that pencil is going to be a part of the clusters that are going to be around my title, and to finish off that, what I would consider the third embellishment cluster on this page. So you're going to see me kind of build that out here, but of course you got to make sure you have room for your title, so that went first. And next came all of the beautiful florals that I fussy cut from that paper. I am just going to layer them up and make these clusters nice and full and bright and fun with all of these gorgeous florals. I do love that pattern paper. It's perfect for fussy cutting, and I have tons of florals now. So I am going to, I think at this point, go off camera and glue all of this down, because at this point I keep putting things down, but everything keeps moving. I did grab a couple more word strips from those sticker sheets. And here's where I pull out the pink butterfly instead of the green, because I felt like if I had 2 pink butterflies, why not grab a third? And so that is what we did. So here I am back. I did end up adding some Faded Jean Distress Oxide splatters, because I can't seem to not add splatters somewhere. And so I did do that off camera so that it would dry. And then I'm going to add some butterfly trails with some pink sequins from my stash. So that is what you see me doing here. And so I have glued everything down at this point. I roughed up the flowers a little bit, added a little bit of dimension to my butterfly wings. And then I have the sequins to add that extra sparkly texture. And you're going to see me put those down and finish those up. So at this point, I'm loving the layout. Like I said, I really love how this one turned out. But I'm thinking I have this one more strip, and I feel like I want to put it somewhere. Oh, but first I found 3 flare from my stash. I want to say these are from Bramble Fox, I believe. And I decided to put 1 in each of my embellishment clusters. So I have a typewriter, I have a picture perfect one, and the other one says write your story, which I thought was perfect for a graduation, because now she is writing her story in the next adventure. And so there is where I decided to put this banner that I had cut. I was like, it needs to go on this page. I feel like it was not empty at the top, but I felt like when I added the banner at the top, it kind of pulled the banners that I layered up at the bottom, and all that color. It kind of added it to the top of the layout as well. So I decided that it was different, but I really liked the little added interest that it gave to the page. So you guys tell me, should I have left it plain, or do you think the border added something to the page? I particularly like it, but you tell me what you think. So with that, guys, here are the still photos, and don't forget to go watch what everyone else has created, and I'll catch you on the next one. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.